Hi, welcome to video 9.1, Drawing Conclusions from Datasets. You will definitely want a calculator for this, so if you don't have one, go ahead and pause it and get one. All right, so we're looking at different data sets displayed in different ways, stem and leaf plot, just a list, tables, things like that, and then we are analyzing their data. So like this one right here is a stem and leaf plot, which you may remember, you may not. So if we look at Mr. Vega's, this right here means 52. This in the middle is the stem, and then coming off that way are the leaves. So it's asking us what statement about the data is true, and it's asking us about the mean, median, mode, and range. So just to remind you, the mode is the one that occurs most. The median is the one in the middle. The mean is the sum of all your numbers divided by the number of numbers. And your range is the largest number minus the smallest number. So for Mr. Vega, for me, it helps me to rewrite all of these in like a list form. So I'm going to turn my paper to the side and I'm going to write them out. So the first one is 52, and you need to write them in order. So this is Mr. Vega. So that's 52, and then 54, and then 66, 66, 69, and then 70, 76.
Andrew Ingleton, please come to the front office. Andrew
77,
Ingleton,
78,
come to the front office.
84, 85, 88. 91, 93, and 94. So then the median is going to be the one in the middle. So you can do this a couple of ways. Lots of people like to take their fingers and go like that. I just like to count how many numbers there are in the data set and then find the middle number that way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So if there's 15, if I divide 15 in half, that's 7 on each side with 1 in the middle. So I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then the next one is the one that's the middle. So that means for Mr. Vega, the median is 77. The mode is going to be the one that occurs most, and there's only one that even occurs twice, and that's 66. The mean, you take these and you add them all together and then divide by 15. So when I added them all together, I got 1,143, and then I divided by 15, and I got 76.2, and then the range, I'm going to take my highest, which is 94, minus my lowest, which is 52, and that ends up giving me 42. And then I just do the same thing for Miss Watson. I write out all of hers, and then I do the middle number, which ended up being 82, the mode, which in this case is 70, because it's the only one that even occurs twice, the mean, add them all up, and divide them by, there's still 15, so 15 for her too. And then the range is going to be, in this case, 100 minus 63, which ends up being 37. And then I just examine all my statements. So the median of Miss Watson is less than the median of Mr. Vega. Not true. The mode is less than Mr. Vega. No. The mean of Mr. Vega is greater than Miss Watson. No. The range is greater than Miss Watson's. Yes, that's true. Okay, I want you to try this one, please. So pause it and try number 2, and it's basically the same thing. You can find the mean, median, mode, and range of all of them and then see what's the same. All right, here are your answers for that one. So your answer should have been, B, the median in these. And I did the median first, so I ended up not having to find anything else. Okay, moving on to this one. The data represents the scores for a soccer team in 7 games. Which measure of central tendency best represents the overall performance of the soccer team and why? So the idea is, if I have a really big number like this, an outlier, it's not going to affect the median, but it is really going to affect the mean. So anything with mean in it, if we have an outlier, is not going to be the case. Mean because it's the average of all scores. Median is not the average of all scores. Median because it's not affected by an extreme score. The one in the middle is still going to be the one in the middle, no matter if this is a really high number or a more accurate number. Okay, this. We are looking for which pair of items could be added to the menu without changing the average price. So the first thing we have to do is find out what the average price is. When I add all of these together, I get $3. I'm going to divide it by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I end up getting 60 cents. So in order for me to add 2 more and get the same thing, the average of these 2 items has to also be 60 cents. So if I add this and this, I get, let's see, $1.35. And if I divide that by 2, $1.35 divided by 2, I get 68 cents. So that doesn't work. I know this one's not going to work because one of them's less and one of them's the same. Both of these are less. If I add those together, I get $1.20, and if I divide by 2, then I end up getting 60 cents. So this one is my answer. Okay, let's move on to the back side. Okay, we're going to cross out number 5 because we have not done standard deviation yet. That's going to be our next section. Okay, so this right here, we have several scores. It's easier if we put them in order, so I'm going to rewrite those in order from least to greatest. 88, 90, 91, and 93. Okay, and I want to look at the median, the mode, and the mean. So the median, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3, 4, 5. Okay, so it's going to be in between here, which is going to be 86.5. So if your median is in between 2 numbers, you just take the middle of those 2 numbers. So if he earns a 50 on his next test, that will be way down here, and our median would shift to be 86. So that means that the median is affected. So we know it can't be mean only. Then, for the median or the mean, if I add a much lower score, it's going to affect the mean. So it's going to at least be the mean and the median, maybe the mode. And on this one I'm looking at it, the mode is still going to be 86. So it's not going to affect the mode. So that means that it affects the mean and the median. Okay, please try these 2 and pause it and come back when you're finished. Okay, here are your answers for this. So your mode, the one that occurs most, is 28. It's right there 3 times. And then this one right here, you can see I just substituted in all of my numbers. So 2 times the first test, 2 times the second test, quiz 1, quiz 2, and then divided them all by 6. Okay, moving on. This one, we want to know, Sam made a stem and leaf plot of the points scored by his favorite sports team as shown. The mean of these scores is 22. Sounds like important information. Sam wants to add the new scores of 14 and 30. So the 30 would go like right there, and the 14 would go right there. Which statistic will change when these 2 scores are added? Okay, so we know that the median is not going to change because if we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So after number 8. So our median is going to be right here. So if we put one number before it and one number after it, our median is still going to stay the same. Then we have the mode. Our mode used to be 24 and 30, and now it's just 30 because there's 4 30s and only 3 24s. So our mode is going to be the one that changes. Okay, the next one here, these are a bunch of cars, and they're EPA mileages, their Environmental Protection Agency miles per gallon. So it's wanting to know if we increase Model F to 30 and we decrease J to 37, which one will not be affected by these changes? So the one that's not going to be affected is going to be the mean. And the reason why is because here I'm doing 2 more. This is plus 2, and this is going to be minus 2, which means the sum of all of these with the new ones are the same as the sum with our originals. So that means that the mean is not going to change. Okay, I want you guys to try number 11, 12, try number 11 and 12 and then come back for answers. Okay, number 11 ended up being A. Number 12 is going to be D. Okay, let's do one more together then. All right, so Sina's goal is to exercise a mean of 45 minutes a week. Those are her numbers for the first 5 days. We want to know how much she has to do on the 7th day of the week to reach her goal of 45 minutes a day. So basically, we have 35 plus 40 plus 37 plus 42 plus 45 plus 50 plus a number we don't know, all divided by 7 because there's 7 days, and that should give us 45. So when we add all these together, we have 249 plus x over 7 equals 45. I'm going to multiply both sides by 7. That gives me 249 plus x equals 315. And then when I subtract 249 from each side, I get x equals 66, and that's going to be minutes that she has to exercise on that day. Okay, I want you to try a really similar one. So try this one, and then don't worry about 15 and 16. So try 14, pause it, and come back. Okay, so for number 14, your answer is A, 64 inches. Please write down any questions that you have for me for class, and we'll talk about them then.